radio. And then he's like, no, I'm not going on TV. No, I'm not. He did not want to go on TV. And Dr. Dollar's not the type of person that just wanted to be out. You know, he doesn't, you know, he's not a person that just wanted to be seen. And God had to really deal with him to go on TV, you know. And so finally, he obeyed God.
We embarked upon our first crusade.
Well, the crusade started before the dome. It started off with a dually and a trailer. And everybody that was going would go in the dually, pack the trailer, and pull the trailer behind the dually or the truck. And that's how the production was done, quote unquote. Then we grew into the 18-wheelers and with what you have now.
But no doubt, the biggest change World Changers Ministries Christian Center would experience would be our transition into the World Dome.
What I heard was that as a young boy, he saw himself preaching in a round building. One evening, it was raining. I'm looking down on the city of East Point, and I had been praying and just trying to seek God for some direction. And he said, it's now time to draw. And we had been working on the building for a year at that time. He said, it's now time to draw. And probably over the next hour, the design that you know now was created. Originally, I asked Pastor Dollar, what's our budget? And I got no answer. He says, we're going to build this by faith. How much money do we have to work with? And I think he said about $10,000. And I said, well, we can dig a hole.
So we did. And we kept digging.
He had a model put together by the architect who designed it. And then we had the pictures taken of the model and had them blown up, and they were like 7, 8 feet tall pictures.
They were hang up on each side of the chapel. And we would stretch towards that building and say, paid for.
The way it operated was a lot of people started having debt cancellation, and people were giving because of what they heard and what they believed. We did it by faith.
And on December 24th, 1995, the doors of the $20 million debt-free World Dome opened her doors for the first time.
The day that we already walked into the dome, oh my goodness. It was like, I don't know, you know, when you wake up, when you used to believe in Santa Claus and you wake up in the morning and see all the Christmas gifts and stuff, that's the excitement, and magnify that by 10,000.
If you know how to shout unto God, woo! When I count to 3, go ahead. 1, 2, 3, hit it! Woo!
Creflo Dollar Ministries was born around the world with the opening of our first international office in the United Kingdom.
Pastor had been called, and he kept emphasizing to us that God had called us to the world. And in order for us to be called to the world, we would have to go to the world.
Over the next 10 years, World Changers Church International began making a mark in College Park that would never be erased through Project Change. It was during this time, ministries such as Food Rescue, Judah Generation, and Operation Good News were birthed.
Operation Good News, we would bring in 1,100, 1,200 people. They would show up on Saturday. We developed a system where we had like 25, 30 buses. Prior to that, we would identify 25 or 30 neighborhoods to soul win. We'd have people come in, we'd give them a seminar on how to soul win. I think the first one we did, we had 1,100 people to become born again. Once you went soul winning one time and could see how it was done, then you would always come back, because you could make a difference in somebody's life. And that's what we call to be World Changers.
In 1997, ICM, known today as CDMA, was formed. In 1998, Pastor Taffy formed Arrow Records. And in 2004, our family grew even more to include World Changers Church New York. Today, New York boasts over 8,000 strong. Also in 2007, technology made it possible for us to expand our family even more.
Well, the history of the satellite church movement, if you will, started with Dr. Dollar having this vision of multiplying himself. But the dilemma was, how can one man be in multiple locations at one time? So we started exploring the idea around 2007. He started to talk more and more about, branching out and opening satellite churches. And how could we use technology to preach the same message at the same time, show him, everybody getting the same word, the same passion at the same time.
The first satellite church has taken ownership of their property.
On January 20th, 2008, we launched World Changers Church Duluth, which is now known as our Norcross Satellite Church. We've opened up Brooklyn, New York, Queens, New York, and Carrollton, Georgia.
Today, World Changers Church International has 12 satellite churches in 7 states. And here at home, we are 38,000 members strong. The Changing Your World broadcast airs 6 days a week on 6 continents in 7 languages and on radio in the United States. Today, we have offices in Europe, South Pacific, South Africa, Canada, Ukraine, and India. And Creflo Dollar Ministries brings the change experience to a U.S. city once a month, and Creflo Dollar Global Missions is making a mark in Haiti, Liberia, Cameroon, India, and around the world.
The calling or mission of Creflo Dollar Global Missions is, as Dr. Dollar has stated, which is to reach out and meet the needs of the fatherless, the widow, and the stranger. The Word of God says that those who do that will be blessed.
And you, the members of World Changers Church International, are still on the front lines, committed to changing lives 25 years later. From our local community to the nations. From 1986 to 2011 and beyond, we are World Changers Church International, marching upon injustice, bringing light to our community, and healing broken lives. We are making a mark that cannot be erased. Happy 25th anniversary.